everyone, welcome to D&D News. How's it going? I am Greg Tito. I am tweeting the fact that we are live right now on my phone. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for he being back in the office. I was out of the office for a long time. Last week I was camping, but I am now here back. How are you guys doing? Thank you for blaming me, Mr. or Mrs. Anxious Narwhal. I have an affinity to the horned creatures of the deep, so I understand what it's all about. Hi! How are you guys? How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? I'm getting psyched for D&D news to be occurring. You guys almost just saw some stuff under there that I was going to put on there. Hey, how's it going, Tanya? Good to see you, Lauren. Yes, it was my birthday. That's also a very true occurrence that happened. I turned many years old. Oh, no way. You just started the Commander 327. You just started playing Out of the Abyss or watching Out of the Abyss. Either one is awesome, by the way. Thank you very much. I'm just going to take a sip from my new mug. That's right. We have mugs that are two-sided now. That's right. Two-sided mugs matching the amazing D&D ampersand stuff that we got going on here. This is pretty good. We can drink all of the time now. It is good stuff. We will be giving away more and more of those mugs to all of the amazing people out there very soon. I don't know. In fact, if you would like, why don't you follow me on Twitter if you don't already, at Greg Tito. I might give away one of these tonight, maybe with like a D&D trivia question or something like that. So after today's D&D news episode, perhaps even while you're watching Dice Camera Action, which is going to start at 4 p.m. today, yeah, I'll be giving one of these away. So go ahead and make it happen. We just got a whole big shipment of these in, and I'm excited to get them out there to all of you amazing people. Yes, they say and. That's right. The art guy plays. There's too many andings happening here. I get what you're saying. Makes perfect sense. All right, so let's get into some happenings in the D&D world before we get started with what is happening with Dice Camera Action at 4. I'm excited about that for sure. And I also have this new fancy graphic up here. I don't know if you guys... this is all brand new for me, and I'm doing this solo, so bear with me if you see any glitches or anything like that. It is going to be cray-cray. But I'm going to start, I think, by... No, I don't need to do that right now. I didn't get this set up ahead of time, but I'm just going to talk about it then. So the Roll20 folks have put together an amazing character creator. They call it the Character Mancer. You can purchase the Player's Handbook within Roll20. I believe it is still got its introductory price of $19.99, $20 for all of the content in your Player's Handbook for 5th edition. You can now create characters within Roll20 using all the content within there right now. The introductory price lasts for, I think, 2 more days. So you got some time. I believe it is until the end of July 4th it's July 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So, excuse me, get your, all this drinking of water, just made me belch as much as possible. Get, if you're interested in creating characters in Roll20, using that for all of your online games, go ahead and do so now. It is fun stuff. I recommend it. There's even a great YouTube video that I think it's my friend Dean Bigby from Roll20 created. At least he's the voice in the background. It's really good. I think, Lauren, you can go ahead and throw that link into the chat if you can. It's the YouTube link in there for you folks to check it out. He explains it pretty much all in 1 minute, which I think is fantastic. So make it so. Join the fun of Roll20 and playing online D&D with your friends. It's good times. We also, last week, talked about, for the first time, Adventures Outlined. What is this, you may say? Well, it is a very cool... do I not have one here? I thought I did, but oh, there it is. Adventures Outlined, yay! This is a coloring book coming very soon. It's come out August 21st. It is all line drawings by an artist by the name of Todd James, aka Reese, in graffiti parlance. That's like his handle. He is amazing. I love the not simplicity so much as the elegance with which he conveys D&D monsters and scenes and everything that's going on. In fact, I'm wearing a shirt that was designed by Mr. Todd James, which I'd like to throw out here too. My girls love this one. They love to say like, "Oh, what's happening? Who is that? Why is that person in there? And why is there a skull in there? And why is there a unicorn? What is that? It doesn't look like a happy unicorn." All that stuff is super fun, and you can get it now in coloring book form. Or not now, but coming very soon. On August 21st, it'll be in game stores, though, 11 days before that, on August 10th. So go bug your and/or request politely from your friendly local game store to get Adventures Outlined in stock. It is fantastic, and it has tons of drawings. I think there's more than 50 drawings in there that you can color in however you like. Accompanying that is a page of text written by Adam Lee, one of the writers here on the D&D team, that is descriptive of what's happening in there, or maybe elucidates with some D&D lore in there. It's great fun stuff. I suggest you check it out, and we'll be sharing more images like this one over the next few days on our few months on our D&D news and Twitter feed. So it's good stuff, and you should check it out. So what else is going on? Well, at the Stream of Many Eyes, we talked about the Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Yay! It is a great adventure set in the fantasy urban locale of Waterdeep. It's just amazing. There's so many different ways to solve problems in this adventure. You have to think outside of combat generally. It's for adventurers in the levels 1 through 5 range, and you're up against machinations of characters that are much more powerful. So you can't necessarily fight them toe to toe, and if you do choose to do so, you may perish. So you have to use other things. Organize factions. Use your diplomacy to organize factions against some of the baddies that are going on. Use stealth. Use deception. Use intrigue to try to figure out exactly what's going on. Solving some puzzles. That was one thing we highlighted during the Stream of Many Eyes, was the many puzzles that are throughout Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So that's coming on September 9th in game stores. It'll be out 11 days after that. You're catching a theme here. On September 18th, everywhere else. I'm really looking forward to it. I might actually end up playing an adventure and/or running an adventure in the next month or so here on this Twitch channel, using some of the content from Dragon Heist. But I'm not alone in that. Rivals of Waterdeep is currently doing so, as well as our own friends Dice Camera Action and many of the other streaming shows on this here platform. So fun stuff. We're all really jazzed about it, and it's some of my favorite storytelling that D&D has done in the time that I've been here. I'm not gonna lie. And following quick on those heels, of course, is Dungeon of the Mad Mage, also set in the general location of Waterdeep, but below. It is a dungeon delve of epic proportions. Halaster Blackcloak has created a den of villainy. More than 25 levels of Undermountain exist and are detailed within this book. Many of them are very different. They have their own factions and characterizations within it, which are very cool. But what I really love about this book too is that there's lots of open holes within it that dungeon masters can design their own encounters, their own stories, and it is always growing. So I think that's really, really interesting, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. It is coming out on November 2nd in game stores and everywhere else on November 13th. So please do check that out if you can. One quick note for Dice Camera Action fans, we split off the DCA feed from Dungeon Delve, so now it has its own podcast feed. If you are a fan of Dice Camera Action and you would like to listen to some of the back episodes again in audio form, or just prefer to get your live play stuff in audio form only, you can now get that on its own iTunes feed. We have episodes 1 through 31, I believe, up there, and the 61 through current, and we will be getting up season 2, which is most of the content from the Storm King's Thunder arc, should be up there as well within the next few months. So just wanted to let everybody know you can get all of your Dice Camera Action content now in audio form in its own podcast feed. It is available on iTunes, Google Play. Search for Dice Camera Action podcast, and you should be able to find it wherever you collect your podcasts. Dragon Plus is an amazing app that details all of the fun stuff that is going on in Dungeons and Dragons world. It is run by my friend Bart Carroll, as well as the editor-in-chief Matt Chapman. This issue that just came out last month has got tons of content about Waterdeep Dragon Heist, including many of fun stuff that was happening behind the scenes at the Stream of Many Eyes. I suggest you download it to your Android and iOS device now. It's a great tool. The content is coming out all the time. There's tons of free stuff in there, including this issue has an adventure written by Griffin McElroy, Dungeon Master of the Adventure Zone, and it's there to promote their new graphic novel, Here There Be Gerblins, detailing all the fun stuff that happens within that whole thing in graphic novel form. It's good stuff, so I suggest you check that out. If you don't want to check that out on your phone, you can still get that same content on dragonmag.com in any browser. And I suggest you do. We'll be coming up with another issue in, gosh, I guess that's going to be in August. So look out for that. That was issue 20 that just occurred, and issue 21 will be coming out soon. So, did anybody read the Endless Quest books? Anybody like that? Did you guys read they were basically choose your own adventure books that had an amazing D&D feel to them, and the good news is, if you didn't read them, or if you'd like to revisit them, we have real ones coming out. Look at this. They are back. I have the actual physical copies here in front of me. They are coming out in both hardcover and paperback. You can... Oh, I should do all this ahead of time. You can get them very soon. They will be out on September 4th. These are the physical copies, as I said, that you can check out. There are four volumes, one for each character class in the basic thing there. So that is, of course, Wizard, Rogue, Fighter, and Cleric. They are really cool. They are basically, choose your own adventure book. So big type, it's definitely good for younger readers if they want to get into what's happening. You make choices and you turn to various pages to find out what happens next, which I think is very cool. So please go check it out if you're interested. Matt Forbeck is the writer on this. He also wrote the Dungeonology books for Candlewick Press, who is also publishing these too. So they're awesome. He's an awesome and very prolific writer, and I can't wait to talk to him probably on Dragon Talk going forward to closer to the release about everything that is going on in the Endless Quest world. As I said, they're great for young readers. So if you want to jump in to getting these for your kids and getting them a taste of D&D, that might not be a bad idea, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, Trollish Enforcer, they are good for big kids too, as well. But I always like finding ways to get Dungeons and Dragons more palatable for a younger audience, and that's one way, is doing that, of course. Yeah, exactly. September just got even more awesome. That's right, Akeisha. That's very cool. Hey, Addictive Me, how are you? How did you guys know I was looking down at the chat? Because I'm like looking down and sipping right here. I just love that people will randomly say Spelljammer, which I think is very cool. Spelljammer! It's a thing! Who knew? Some other fun stuff I wanted to let you guys know about. Gale Force 9 is creating a couple of fun things. One is this, Vault of Dragons. It is a board game for 2 to 4 players, and it is very adjacent, if not actually all about what's happening in the Waterdeep Dragon Heist story. You see this key image here with the gold dragon defending a hoard of gold, which I think is very, very iconic. You get to take on the role of a single faction member, and you explore the underbelly of Waterdeep to find the hidden vault of gold. John Paul from Gale Force 9 was showing this off actually in the Yawning Portal on the Sunday during the stream Many Eyes, and that was just one of my favorite images. Was a board game set in Waterdeep, all about Dragon Heist being played in the Yawning Portal on the set of Waterdeep. Just tickled my funny bone. All the pieces look very cool, and you should check it out. I haven't played it yet myself, but I'm going to hopefully very soon, and I'll give you some thoughts on it. But I am a huge board game fan, and I can't wait to get a preview of what's happening in the Waterdeep Dragon Heist story, while also playing a really cool board game. Good stuff there. On top of that, they're also making Nolzur's Marvelous Pigments adventure paint set. So Gale Force 9 makes a lot of unpainted minis, some of them of larger size, some of them of smaller size. Until now, we never had a D&D branded paints in order to paint those things. So now we do. And they come in various hues. You can see some of them there in front of you. If you are a mini painter, you might want to pick up this paint set because it includes an exclusive Minsc and Boo miniature. That's right, Minsc from the Baldur's Gate series. You might have seen Trent Oster from Beamdog dressed as Minsc and Boo at the stream of Many Eyes. It was very a wonderful costume, but you can get that miniature now when you buy this Adventurer's paint set, and hopefully paint it with all those amazing hues that you would have right there. Looks pretty cool to me. I've never actually delved into miniature painting. Have you guys ever done that? It was always this like a painstaking thing, but I think it's a pastime I would enjoy doing while watching a Critical Role or listening to Dice Camera Action podcast or something like that. It's I feel like it's a great activity to do while you're having fun doing something else. Could be. Oh, Maz Mataz, just one chat, I think, calling it Booze Hughes. Wow, that would have just knocked it out of the park. My hat's off to you, Maz. That is amazing. It's pretty cool. Akisha, you're scared to do it yourself? Yeah, I think I'm not much of an artist, so I feel like I might screw it up, but I get the instinct to try because it seems super creative. All right, I am going to now mention Neverwinter Ravenloft. It is out now on PC. The MMO Neverwinter is very great, I think, at describing and letting you embody a character within the Dungeons & Dragons universe in the city of Neverwinter. It's been doing it for such a long time now, 4 or 5 years, and they've been following along with a lot of our storylines. The Tomb of Annihilation story and expansions they came out with all last year were fantastic. They skipped ahead behind a little bit by going to Ravenloft, but I'm really excited to see how players respond to contending against Strahd in the realm of Barovia. The amazing trailer that Neverwinter Ravenloft had just was wonderful in conveying just the amount of gothic horror and fun that can come during this module. So I suggest you check it out. If you're a fan of the early episodes of Dice Camera Action, you might get a kick out of seeing the characters and encountering some of them in different ways here in the Neverwinter Ravenloft module. It'll be coming out on PS4 and Xbox One very soon, but again, it is out on PC right now, so go check it out if it is your druthers. What else can I tell you about? I'm going to go and describe some of the fun Dungeons & Dragons shows that have been premiering here on the D&D Twitch channel. Of course, Dice Camera Action is what everybody is here and waiting for. It'll begin very soon. There is a very fantastic announcement coming at the top of this Dice Camera Action episode, which you must listen to if you are excited about all things. It's going to kind of blow your mind a little bit about what's coming up next in the Dice Camera Action world, and I can't wait. I want to spoil it so bad, but I'm not going to. But beyond that, we have lots of fun stuff happening. So Assassin is a new incarnation of a live stream that Neil Koivu Eriksson has been doing. It is very interesting, and I think you should check it out. It's earlier in the days, so about 10 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays. I suggest you check it out. It's a one-on-one adventure with a different assassin targets each week, kind of like a hitman thing. And on the second mission, the assassin intentionally got drunk and disorderly in order to be thrown into the prison where he could take out his target, who was also a prisoner there. So I love this kind of idea of changing up what D&D can mean and or do. So having these one-on-one sessions of Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of people have always asked me, like, is it possible to play Dungeons and Dragons one-on-one? And yes, of course it is. And Neil is showing you how to do it in this live stream. They only have 2 episodes out so far, so go check it out and get caught up and see what's happening on this Wednesday. Again, it's 10 a.m. Pacific time is when it live streams, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., a 3-hour session. So if you're not doing anything on Wednesday afternoon, it is, of course, July 4th. You might be able to do that instead of reveling all about what's happening in America. Very good, fun stuff happening at Acquisitions Incorporated, the C Team. We're hosting that tomorrow, Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I am silly. No, that is still Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have Theogony of Kairos, my buddy B. Dave Walters, who's in the main cast for the Stream of Many Eyes. He is dungeon mastering an amazing group of players, so I suggest you check that out. They're only running that 6 weeks, and it will end actually in 3 weeks' time. So get yourself caught up. On Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we have Trapped in the Birdcage, where Strix herself, Holly Conrad, is dungeon mastering a fine crew in an adventure in Sigil. Good stuff is happening there, as always. And then on Friday, I want to highlight some other fun stuff that's happening because my Mr. Nathan Stewart used this image to tease what's happening during his live stream on Friday. There will be no Kate Welch there, but there may be a special guest in the person of Pelham Green along with Nathan during all this. And, you might be able to see some of the things that he's spoiling here in this image. Perhaps you'll get some news, some more D&D news on that Friday. We'll never see. But again, that's 11 a.m. this Friday. What is that? That would be July 6th. July 6th, that's right. I know he says June 6th here on his notes, but that's all for some fun stuff. You never know. All right. And then I want to give a shout out to 2 other new amazing things happening. So as I'm looking for it, where is it? I should have got this headed up ahead of time. Hold on one second. You're going to see some awfulness. There you go. That's what I wanted you to see. All right, so Rivals of Waterdeep has been going strong. It is an amazing group of players from Chicago. They stream on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Their 4th episode was just last week. They have another one coming up this Sunday at 10 a.m. And there's a lot of fun stuff happening there. And in order to pass the inspection to get into the city of Waterdeep itself, the tiefling Shaka agrees to have his mind read to ensure he's not working with fiendish forces, as some tieflings are wont to do, so there's nothing too crazy during that. But during the mind reading, he's helped and shielded by his warlock patron, who only appears to him as a goldfish in a glass bowl. I wonder what that could be all about. So they are doing some creative stuff there, and I suggest you take a gander at it. And then I also wanted to let you guys know about something else that's happening here on the twitch.tv stream, which is Hell's Bells. That is on Sundays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. A group of amazing all tieflings happening within where it is a kind of Planescape setting, right? Yeah. So they're in a Sigil, trying to figure out what's going on. They were sent on a mission from someone Lyra thinks is her god. But when they arrive at the location, they discovered it's not Saloon that has been calling to him, but the god Savras. So that's all just happened in the 2nd episode. I want to see what's happening next, and you should check it out if you're interested in a group of women playing tieflings getting up to some trouble in the city of Sigil. Dungeon Master Mazmataz, who I believe is still in this chat here right now, is an amazing person. So please go check out what is happening in Hell's Bells. They're only 2 episodes in, so you got plenty of time to catch up and get interested in what's happening in Hell's Bells. All right, well, that's all for me. D&D news. We wrap through it all. It's all the news that's fit to talk about on twitch.tv. Are you guys excited about what's happening with Dice Camera Action that's coming up in 1 minute? As I said, there's a very exciting announcement. We will have a what was her official title that you came up with?
Shadow Counselor.
Shadow Counselor will be joining the stream in just about a minute or 2. I wonder what that could mean. shadows abound in dice camera action. So I'm gonna leave it up to Chris Perkins and the rest of the Waffle crew and the Shadow Chancellor very soon. Thanks, you guys. Again, follow me on Twitter if you want to potentially get one of these here Dungeons and Dragons mugs. I will be doing a trivia question later on this afternoon. I'm at Greg Tito on the Twitters. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.